All right, it's time for us to see what the headlines are this morning. And we'll begin with the Blueprint newspaper. The Blueprint says fake news on Tinubu. NBC slams 2 million naira fine on Arise News, orders compliance in 2 weeks. Tight security in Jos as APC kicks off campaign today. Right? That's what you see on the front page of the Blueprint newspaper. The Punch newspaper is next. And it says 2023 polls, that's the focus here. Soludo attacks Obi again, says ex-governor cannot win. Negotiate with Tinubu, Atiku, Soludo advises Southeast. And why I rejected Obi's offer to defect to PDP in 2017 poll, says Anambra governor. Soludo allowing himself to be used. Obi will win. Labour Party, PCC is replying to that. Right? That's on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Right, and the First News is next. First News says, letter bomb. 2023 presidential election, Soludo writes off Peter Obi. All right, that's what he says there. Soludo writes off Peter Obi and says that Labour Party presidential flag bearer can't win, only playing game. That's what he said there. And he's only to make Tinubu's victory easier. Anambra governor is saying this, and Obi indirectly pulling down PDP for Tinubu. He'll come distant third, right? And wants him to moderate desperation exhibited by his social media mob. You know, all that on the front page of the First News. All right, let's move now to leadership. Leadership says INEC audit reports indict APC, PDP, others over spending. Right, INEC audit reports indict APC, PDP, others for overspending. Okay, that's what the leadership has. And then from there, let's go to the Nation newspaper. The Nation newspaper says Abdulsalami panel, rising violence threatens polls. Abdulsalami panel is saying that rising violence threatens polls. That's what you see on the front page of the Nation newspaper. Of course, we'll be talking about that shortly. News Direct is next, and it says debt burden, exchange rate, other pressure, trouble federal government. Right? Debt burden, exchange rate, other pressures trouble the federal government on this as government seeks. Government eyes increasing revenue through productivity, value addition, all that you see on the front page of News Direct. Let's go to Daily Trust now. Daily Trust says that grains prices crash days after record surge. All right, grains prices crash days after record surge. A rush for grains subsides in major markets, and dollar bounces, sells at 770 naira to a dollar. And the forex volatility may reduce investment and raise inflation. Experts are saying this, all that on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper. From there, let's go to Business Day. Business Day says Oshibajo raises fresh concern over exchange rate. Oshibajo raises fresh concern over exchange rate. That's what you see on the front page of the Business Day. The Daily Times is the last one we're looking at now. And it says Nigeria's exchange rate regime remains of concern. That's Vice President Yemi Oshibajo is saying this. It says urgent steps need to be taken to control inflation. You see that on the front page of the Daily Times. Okay. Some I'd like us to look at this. I'd like us to glide into the other issue, but let's start with this story on the front page of the Nation newspaper. That says Abdulsalami panel is saying that rising violence threatens the polls. All right. Now, the violence here that we are talking about is not only the physical violence on the streets. We're also seeing some level of what some people call bullying and mob action, the way others call it, on social media.
Yes,
which also
bullying. Yes, it's a serious matter. We know of the physical one. We discussed it yesterday.
Yes.
the attack on INEC offices and then violence. And in terms of the physical one, that also is significant. And we see that even the military authorities have now listed some names of wanted people, like Aliero, Bello Turuji, Umar Dan Sabo, and a few others.
Umar Dan Nigeria.
Dan Nigeria, sorry, and Aliero, and so on. So, well, the cyberbullying is significant because people send messages to you personally, and how do you address the problem? And they send messages, create fear by putting some information out there in the social media. Please don't go there and don't do this. They are replicating what happens in the US when election wants to happen, when they send information around. And this is what Republicans do. That look, if you have any problem with your crime, if you have a crime problem and so on, that the FBI and police authorities are waiting at the polling booth. Immediately you come there to vote, they will arrest you. So those ones who have anything, they will just stay at home and say, they want to come and catch me there. But it's a way of trying to, tell them not to vote. Yes. They do redistricting to get some people out of voting contention. They come with laws to make you vote only when to make sure that by the time you finish work, voting has closed. So you can't vote because you must go to work because you need to end your leave.
Of course.
And so on. And there are poor people. Many of them are poor people who cannot even say, okay, I want to take a day off and tell my boss tomorrow I'll come back. Yes, or I want to go and vote, cover for me. They can't do that. They live by a day or by weekly checks and things like that. Yes. So we have this kind of things happening here where bullies start targeting individuals. And this is a very difficult thing to do. The thing about cyberbullying and internet terrorism is that we have not created the infrastructure of response to this. And that is really dangerous. We need to develop an infrastructure of response to people like that. People put information out there that are not true against people. We are just talking of the one that they put against the APC governor. Yes. That the presidential candidate. They, first of all, went after his certificate. They discovered that they couldn't fly there. Even the authorities there have said, okay, anybody that asks a question, we already have an answer for you. This is people are asking. They want to see whether University of Chicago will say, oh, no. I think he did not attend our school. When he gives, so they forgot that. They forgot that. And they moved on to Lagos. They went to Lagos, attacked Lagos, and no, his Nigeria is not what it is, and so on and so forth. He was not the one that did this, and all the evidence are there. And then they couldn't do that. Now they come up with drug. And there's something that has been resolved since 2003 by the U.S. government saying, we have nothing against this man. It's like Pontius Pilate.
Exactly.
You said, I see nothing wrong with this man. But the people still say they want to crucify. Even though they see nothing wrong with it, they must still crucify. That is what is going on. This is dangerous because it smacks of desperation and the fact that they have lost the argument. People act that way because they have lost the argument. And that is not right.
Now, this issue of security on the larger scale, the point there is looking at it from the north to the south, east to west, where we're heading towards a political dispensation. Campaigns have started. Political parties, all the political parties are crisscrossing the length and breadth of the states and the country and the local governments where they want to catch votes and all of that. And then INEC, that is the umpire, is being attacked seriously at this time. Remember we had the the INEC official yesterday. We talked about some of those
Okoye,
things.
yes, yeah.
And he was saying that he was laying down some of the strategies they have
put in place.
they've decided to work around and collaborate with security agencies. But the point there is, from the perspective of security agencies, a lot of persons have said government or INEC should be able to, or the police, on the other hand, should be able to work with some of the local, security outfits within the regions as a way of, complementing what they are doing and how they are going about it and so on.
You say one of the problems that we are seeing here with INEC is a necessity for state police. You see, INEC still has to deal with the bureaucracy of the center in taking care of the states and all local issues. Because you still have to go to the Inspector General. Whereas, if you have problem in Ogun State, you don't have enough security, you can ask the state governor or the state police commissioner and say, this is what I want to do. And the state commissioner will not have to go to the center to take permission to guard a federal institution. You take your decision locally. You understand the terrain. You work with local intelligence and so on. So you localize and therefore concentrate the capacity for response and prevention just because that is your territory. So you territorialize and effectively manage the security issues in your own locality. Now, what they are doing now is that they are waiting for center. Okoye was saying yesterday that we have security, but then you have two people to secure what? We're supposed to have something like an APC, not APC the party, but the
APC
the military,
military one.
Where vehicle. Well, you stand there. If you want to go and come and fight with APC. Put it there at the INEC office. And put good security there.
But one would say, how many INEC offices will have APCs?
That's the question. The question is that if you have local people, it's not like in Lagos, you don't have APCs everywhere. But if there's any problem, they are within. They can get to you in a heartbeat. That's what they didn't do in Kuje. Kuje, they took over an hour. They were operating because they didn't have coordination. But if you are in the local area, you have coordination. You can have your APC 1 mile away, but you know that you have communication. And the people who want to attack know that you cannot operate there for more than 20 minutes before they catch you. So before you do anything, you have to think twice. So that is the situation. And then you have survey. You have I don't think they even have enough what they call it, technology surveillance, where you can see the criminal coming, and then there's a trigger immediately that something is happening, and then you can summon people and things like that. I mean, you don't need too sophisticated software to do things like that these days. All you need is to make sure that you have a plan. And INEC can do it, but the thing is that INEC knows that it needs some of this work, but INEC cannot force the DSS or the police to do their work for them because they report to different people. But INEC can only beg. Well, can you beg? I want to beg for the integrity of our own elections.
Okay. All right, let's leave it here now. We'll wait to see the other strategy that INEC is going to roll out when it comes to collaborating with security agents or agencies, from the police to the DSS and all the other, the NSCDC and all of them towards election. All right.